The Baltic WRAITH. My name is Daniel, and I'm from Northern California, Monterey to be precise. I work as a freelance maritime photographer. I've spent years chasing decaying hulls and rusted ghosts of the sea, but nothing prepared me for what I experienced in the Baltics last autumn. I had heard rumors about an abandoned Soviet cargo ship, the Volna, grounded just off the coast near Liepaja, Latvia. Locals said it had been sitting there since the 90s, left to rot. Some claimed it was haunted, but I chalked that up to small-town legends. You know how it is. Every rusted boat has a ghost. I arrived on a foggy morning. The sea was unusually calm, and the air carried that distinct metallic tang of salt and decay. I rented a small boat from an old fisherman who gave me a strange look when I told him where I was headed. "Don't stay after dark," he muttered. "The sea don't like it." I climbed aboard the Volna just past noon. It was like stepping into a mausoleum. The corridors were narrow, claustrophobic, and coated in flaking paint. My boots echoed eerily as I walked. I took some shots of the rusted engine room and made my way to the crew's quarters. That's when the air shifted. It got cold, not chilly, freezing. I could see my breath. Then I heard it, a soft clanging, like chains being dragged. I froze, listening. It came again from deeper in the corridor. I followed the sound, heart thudding in my ears. As I turned a corner, I saw a shadow duck into one of the cabins. I called out. No response. I stepped into the room. It was empty, just a rusted bunk bed and a shattered mirror. But when I looked at the mirror, I swear to God I saw someone standing behind me. A man in a torn naval coat, face pale and eyes wide with something between terror and rage. I spun around. No one. That's when the door slammed shut behind me. I rushed to open it, locked. Then I heard whispering, low and urgent, in a language I didn't understand. My flashlight flickered, my camera powered on by itself and started snapping photos. Click, click, click. I don't remember unlocking the door. I just remember running. I don't even remember getting back to the fisherman's boat. He took one look at me, white-faced and shaking, and said, "You met them, didn't you?" Back at my hotel, I checked my camera. Most of the photos were static or blurred beyond recognition, but one photo was clear. It showed me standing in the mirror with that same pale man behind me. Only I was alone in that room. I don't chase ships anymore. Not like that. I still take pictures, but only from land. And if you ever find yourself on the Baltic coast and someone tells you not to board a ship after dark, listen to them. Some rusted things are better left to the sea. The Baltic WRAITH, Part 2. I tried to leave Latvia the next morning. Booked an early train to Riga, then a flight back to California. But something followed me. It started small. That night in Riga, the lights in my hotel room flickered. My phone rang at exactly 3:17 a.m., but when I answered, all I heard was static, and what sounded like someone whispering my name. I didn't sleep. I sat in bed clutching my camera, afraid to look in the mirror across the room. When I landed in San Francisco 2 days later, I thought I was finally safe. I wasn't. The first real sign came a week after I got home. I plugged my camera into my laptop to back up the photos. There were only 4 files now. All the rest, dozens of them, had vanished. The first 3 were black, just darkness, maybe static. But the fourth showed my bedroom, taken from the corner, as if someone had been standing there in the night. And in the photo, I was sleeping, alone, except for a pale figure standing beside the bed. The naval coat, the eyes, the same as in the mirror on the Volna. I began hearing footsteps at night. Doors creaked open by themselves. My cat, normally fearless, refused to go into the hallway near my room. She'd sit at the doorway, staring down the dark corridor, ears flat. Then came the dreams. Always the same. I'm back on the ship, only this time the halls are wet. Salt water drips from the ceiling. I hear the dragging chains again, closer now. I run, but the ship doesn't end. It loops, corridor after corridor, and behind me, a voice, hoarse, foreign, growing louder. I started researching the Volna. Most official records say it was decommissioned in 1992, but I found an old article in Russian that mentioned something darker, about a crew that died on board, a chemical leak in the lower decks. The Soviets sealed it up and left it to rot, but some locals say the crew never left. The article mentioned a name, Sergei Ivanov, the ship's first officer, described as loyal, disciplined, and the last one to die. His body was never recovered. That same night, I heard the whisper again, clear this time. Ty zabral mój pokój. You took my peace. I've tried burning the photo. It won't burn. I deleted the files. They come back. Even when I wipe the memory card, the same image returns. Sometimes new ones appear. Always me, always sleeping, always the figure, closer. Last week I woke up with rust flakes on my pillow, salt water stains on the sheets. I think I brought something back with me from the Volna. Not a ghost exactly, something older, bound to the ship, and now to me. If you're reading this, if you ever find an abandoned ship rusting off a Baltic coast, don't go aboard. Don't even take pictures. Some spirits aren't content to haunt the past. They follow you home. Part 3. Echoes in the Hull. I started recording myself at night. I set up a second-hand GoPro in my bedroom, pointed at the bed, just to prove to myself that it was all in my head. I thought maybe I was sleepwalking, hallucinating, grieving some part of myself that died on that ship. The first few nights were quiet, just the occasional creak, a cat meowing. But on the 4th night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the footage glitched. The screen warped as if water was distorting the lens. And then he appeared in the doorway, not walking, drifting. His feet didn't touch the floor. He hovered like something half-sunken, his navel coat heavy with seaweed. His face was barely human anymore, like the sea had taken it apart and tried to stitch it back together. He stood over my bed for 2 full minutes, watching. Then he turned to the camera and smiled. When I woke up that morning, the camera was on the floor. The lens was cracked. My pillow smelled of brine. There were wet footprints leading to the bed, but not a way. I called a local paranormal investigator. She arrived skeptical, like most of them. But when she walked into my room, she stopped cold. "This place smells like the bottom of a shipwreck," she whispered. She stayed for an hour, didn't touch a thing, just lit a bundle of sage and muttered in Spanish under her breath. Before she left, she handed me a small pendant, an old silver coin with a hole through the center. "Keep this on you," she said. "It won't stop him, but it might slow him down." I asked her what she meant by him. She didn't answer. She just looked at the camera and said, "You're not the first." Part 4. The Drowned Ones. I found a forum online, deep web, mostly Slavic languages, hidden threads about the drowned ones. Mariners, divers, urban explorers, people from all over Eastern Europe had posted about the same pale figure in naval clothing, seen in shipwrecks, in flooded basements, in dreams, always after visiting certain abandoned vessels from the Soviet era. Each story ended the same. Whispers, wet footprints, nightmares, static-filled recordings, then disappearance. Some called him the Warden, others the Salt Watcher. But in one Lithuanian thread, someone used his real name, Sergei Ivanov. I posted my story anonymously. A user from Estonia messaged me within minutes. She said her brother had explored the Volga 2 years ago. He came back changed, silent, paranoid. A week later, he walked into the sea and never came out. Part 5. Dead Water. It's been 3 months since I returned from the Baltics. I don't sleep anymore. Not well. I leave the lights on, keep bowls of salt at every door. I wear the coin around my neck like armor, but it's not working. The dreams have changed. Now I'm underwater. The ship isn't abandoned anymore. It's full of shadows, swaying gently with the tide. Faces float past me, men in torn uniforms. Some are missing eyes. Others have bloated skin, fish crawling from their mouths. They whisper in unison, "You stepped into the dead water." Last night I found seaweed in my bathtub. I haven't used it in weeks. This morning the mirror in the hallway cracked from the inside, and etched in the glass were 5 Cyrillic letters, I-V-A-N-O. Ivanov. He's coming ashore now. I can feel it. The warden doesn't want me dead. He wants me with him, below deck, where the pressure keeps your lungs from screaming, where time loops like the tide. I bought a one-way ticket back to Latvia. I'm going to the Volna one last time, maybe to burn it, maybe to offer myself in return. Because if I don't go, I think he'll bring the whole sea to me. And you, whoever you are, if you find this message,